When I was going to go to college, my father, who was a high school teacher in town, basically said to me, we can't afford to send you for a full 4 years to a four-year university, but we could send you to community college and you could get your general university requirements through the community college. I think I chose Fort Steilacoom not only because of its location, but because it was new. I mean, this school was only 10 years old at the time that I went to school here. And it was the only campus of the college. This building that we're in was the only building on campus. Everything else was portables. What I remember is that the class sizes were small, and I really liked that. I had come clearly from an environment where class sizes were small. It could be very crowded at times if you had a number of students who'd signed up for a class in those portables. And so there was a lot of jockeying for seats. I had said that I wanted to be in the fashion merchandising program, and I think I knew I probably wasn't going to end up in fashion merchandising the day that I was in a class and the teacher was suggesting that your underwear needed to match. And I thought, that's probably never going to happen for me. So I remember telling my guidance counselor at the time that this didn't really seem to be working. But I had taken a class called Intro to Business, and it was required in that program. It was required for a business degree as well. And during that class, there was one section on stocks and bonds. And I remember being absolutely fascinated by the way that the stock market worked. And I wanted to know more. And I remember telling him that, and he looked at me and he said, "Terry, fashion merchandising is not where you belong." He said, "You need to go to school and get your business degree." And in that moment, I knew exactly what I needed to do. This particular individual was able to say to me, noticed something about me and was able to say the right thing to me that really sparked an idea and an interest in where I could really take my education at that point. And it made all the difference in the world. My first job out of college was with the Washington School Employees Credit Union. I was hired as a loan receptionist. I've been at US for over 10 years, and I was hired originally to take over the Seattle commercial banking team in Seattle. About 3 years ago, we were looking for a new leader for the Tacoma South Sound market. And because I had grown up here, I had roots here, I raised my hand and I said, you know, if you really want to develop that market, you might want to put me there because I have experience there. I was raised there and I understand that community.
Hi Kurt, it's Terry.
So for the last 3 years I've been market president for US Bank in the South Sound. For me it was about the teachers and the staff, the people who engaged with students every single day and engaged in their learning. And I think that that was the case here. They saw a student willing to engage and wanting to learn, and they were willing to engage with that student and help her to be everything that she could possibly be, graduating from here and moving on with her life. And it would be so nice to be able to tell some of those people, look at what I did. Look at where I am today, based on the foundation that you gave me.